everybody. So the 16th of June, the day before my daughter Tammy's birthday, we spent the day with her in Fonteinskloof. So this is just the pamphlet showing a little bit what it is about, and I thought I'll share our day with you. We had a game drive. Tammy did it as a surprise for us, to arrange it for us, and I'm going to just show you what we saw that day. It was actually very good. I've kept some sound on. What was that?
What is stick?
What is that?
There's a stick.
It's a stick.
A plank.
Okay, it's a stick, it's fine.
Daar is hy. Ek sien hom.
Underneath of the engine is going on. I mean, what a start.
Bad start.
A bad start. Anyway.
Is die pad bietjie nat? On our left? Ja, dit is baie.
And they abandoned us.
O, daar's 'n.
That's a yellow female.
Beautiful. Hulle lyk so makkerig, hè?
Josephine.
Josephine. Okay. Ja, dis pragtig. Baie dankie dat jy vir ons vat in jou besige skedule.
Yeah, ek hou daarvan.
Bly. Yeah, I've just given you a peek of the snow. It was so cold. I was dressed very warm, so I was okay, but the rest of the people in the car was not dressed so well, so they really felt it. I would say with the wind chill factor, because it was around 5 degrees Celsius, and with the wind chill even less. It was freezing. Don't be deceived. And the wind was blowing like crazy, guys. Very much so. But it was wonderful seeing all these antelope, because this is an antelope farm, and to see them in nature, and there is just so much things for them to eat around there, and the dams and etc. That big house you saw there, we were fortunate enough to stay at it about 5 years ago, and it was one of the best family times we had there. So the next clip is going to be a bit loud to show you how strong the wind was. So as you could see, even from just this video, the wind was terribly bad, especially up on the hill. So the moment we went down into the valley, it was quite a different, it wasn't that windy, and that's why most of the buck or the antelope was actually down at the bottom. So here you can see he heads straight for them lying there, and I'm like saying shame, and he says no, well, they need their exercise, so he's just like chasing them. And the zebra was in so fat, and 2 of them were females, and they were pregnant, so that's why they also looked bigger than normal. And these little wildebeest is so cute. Look at them. Yeah, you can see they're not really very afraid of us. And then the highlight was these ponies. So I remember when we stayed there too, the ponies would come to your house and we would feed them carrots and apples and things like that. But we had a bucket of feed that we came with. It looked like pellets for rabbits. So they obviously expect that whenever there's a game drive and people come, they would be fed. So they start walking up when they hear the jeep or the the truck coming. So we were all feeding, having a good time. There was two smaller ones that was a bit scared of coming, but you drop so many on the ground that they eventually will come. So there you can see the truck that we were in, or the bucky, I don't even know what it's called properly. And the ponies were just all around us, totally tame, eating out of our hands. And it was nice. And they didn't even slobber much or anything like that. There's the two little ones that didn't want to come and was quite shy in coming. The rest of them were all fine. Some of them had very nice blue eyes. Funny to see ponies with blue eyes. And they were small and very hairy, so I'm sure they did not feel the cold because, like I said, it was freezing. And this is me just feeding them out of my hand. It was so much fun. So the whole bucket was given to them. At the end, we just threw it on the floor, and you'll see that just now there'll be the zebras watching in the corner to see when we are going to leave, and then they come and eat these pellets off the ground that is left over. But you can see later on the ponies didn't even want to eat anymore. They were just over full. They are just fed too well, and you could see they are spekvet and gezond. That's how we would say it. So after the ponies, which was, like I said, one of the highlights, it's just nice to get close to animals, even if it's just domesticated farm animals. We took a shot here of all of us together, and we also just, so yeah, I was just throwing some pellets onto the ground to those who did not want to come closer. You can see the wind even down here in the valley, but this is where the ponies would obviously sleep and stay because it was obviously warmer down here. But I mean, because it's in the valley, it takes a long time for the sun to come up, and the sun sets so quickly in winter too, so it is dark and cold. So this was one of the coldest nights, and you saw the snow on the mountain there. That's also why. And then, like I mentioned, so one of our group photographs were taken here. Tammy had her camera and I had my cell phone, and we just took it. So Michael was our driver, and he takes care of the animals and is like the caretaker on the farm. And he was very kind and explains everything. You have a zillion questions, he'll answer them all patiently. And then you'll see that just after these ponies, maybe I put too much footage in for them. There was a lot more. I edited and cut out so many of them. I just kept the ones that I thought were still cute. Here's the photo of us, and you'll see with the wind factor we are still lying sideways. And of course I couldn't resist. There was like buck droppings everywhere. Oh, these are the zebras, guys, that was waiting for us to leave. And you'll see they actually left. So the next clip, I kept the sound on again, just so you can hear how lifetime what happens. Bye! I'll sleep with the ponies. And so Michael was telling us that just last Friday an accident happened here. You can see it's still an overturned tractor. and this guy unfortunately passed away from this tractor accident. So it's basically less than a week ago, and it was still lying there. So they have a contractor that is going to fell some of the trees. Obviously there's not a shortage of wood everywhere, there's just wood, and he comes, and this was part of his crew that had the accident now. So as you can see, we were wrapped up as warm as we could with what we had, hoodies and blankets and scarves and everything, and 360 degrees around us was just mountain and hills and valleys. You'll go up the one and you can see far towards the other farms and the other mountains. It's obviously, this does not do justice, you know, with the sun being in the wrong angle, and to show you how beautiful the nature is here. Just natural grasses and trees and things growing here, and then the antelope having a good time eating. So yeah, I've sped it up a bit just to show you. We went down the other side, little dam there at that side, and everywhere just to your left, to your right, you would see groups of buck around. And here we went through a gate. I thought I'll show you the front of it, and everybody waving at me as we went through there. And he had to keep stopping, opening the gates, stop, closing. Some of them were padlocked and locked. And here's some more wildebeest. And again, he was just driving in circles, chasing them around a bit, because he says they don't get enough exercise. And of course, in the wild, they would have had predators that were chasing them, and then they would get their exercise. Here they've just got nothing, just people driving around and sometimes just chasing them a bit. You'll see they don't run for their lives. They just, those two running there is a blesbok as far as I remember, and the other ones are the wildebeest. Some of them is a lighter color, which is like a golden wildebeest. If I got it all right, I must say I'm not an expert. It's just pretty to see them, and you can see here we're driving in circles, chasing them. There's that lighter one over there, and this grass, it looked very nice with the wind blowing on it, but apparently it's not a nice grass. He says when you open it up, it's just full of ticks sitting everywhere. So it's a tick hoarding grass, I would say. And so we were just driving from the next area to the next. We couldn't even see and this is looking back at the chalets that Tammy and William were staying in. There's 5 chalets over there with a swimming pool, a tennis court, games room, and a mess area, so and a braais and stuff. So I was just looking back at that, and it's just another area. This farm is only 200 hectares, so it's not that big. So, and it took about an hour for this drive to happen, and I must say we are very spoiled and having lots of times been on game drives in different parts of the country. So it was nothing new to us, but it's always still enjoyable. It's exciting. You never see the same thing over. So there was some, I think, springbok or fallow deer, I think, that we just saw there jumping. And then this buck, what is this one's name? A blesbok, I think. He's never been in this area, and just look, this thing was big. They all just look so healthy and fat, which was nice to see. So this was the male one, and then just look at that stomach, very large. And then when I looked, he said on the other side of the truck was another deer, and I think this was what was it called? Oh no, yeah, I'm first looking at the female. The female is lighter color. She's up there, you'll see. And then I'm going to turn around to the other one on the other side, but I think this one is a hybrid. It's and he lost half his ear to a fight, so you can see the one ear is a little bit missing. And then I tried to turn back to show you the female, and then she disappeared behind the tree, but then we drove, I think, forward, and I could see her again. So it was just nice, the male and the female, and a lot of them were pregnant at this stage. I'm not sure about her though. And then we just carried on to finish, and here we are right at the end, guys. Catch you again, and I hope you enjoyed this video.